Hey all, this is Vineet from SNS Institutions. Today we are going to look into the topic called Big Data and Organizational Management, a structured shift. So let us jump into this topic. So defining big data first is it has been um, segregated with these three major characteristics. One is volume, one is velocity, and variety. So the veracity and value has like different meanings also, but this volume, velocity, and variety is the major characteristics of big data. So volume, so exabytes of various data, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Volume is nothing but we are telling the volume of like mass count of what the data carries out. So if we have 100 number of phones, mobile phones, sealed mobile phones with us, so then the volume is 100. So the count of the data which do we have is called volume. The mass storage of data which we have is called as volume. Next is velocity. So the real-time streaming from IoT devices like sensors. The speed of transfers, which is called velocity. The speed of transaction made between the uh, data and another data with the persons is called the velocity, the speed which we have. Variety is the format called like different text, image, or video or more. So what sort of content it is really which is carrying off is called variety. And veracity is the data quality ensures view cleaning and validations. So the data which we are going to make it inside is not just a data, it is called a raw data where it doesn't have any sort of clearance, uh, any sort of uh, processes which happened inside, where we need to clear the duplications, we need to identify and replace the duplications with the mean, median, and more, and we need to delete all the matched things which is like already there in the data sets, and we have to work on the data to get a precise data size so that the quality of result will also increase. If the data is not properly cleaned and you are processing with that will not give a proper result. So we have to clean the data properly. We have to define the data properly so that we are able to easily identify what we are going to do. The strategic shift from initiatives to data-driven decisions. So the traditional approach, data-driven approach, an example. So traditional approach is decision based on experience, but and gut feelings. So first they had lot of decisions made by their own minds. So whether it can happen or not, they don't have a proper data set. They do had a data set, but it is not a proper data set to go through of it to identify what is really happening. So the data-driven approach, so evidence-based decision backed by the data analytics. So the example, Netflix increased customer retention 30% with personalized content. So this is where the big data really plays off. They use recommendation system. So in this concept, you do have like separate uh watch list. I do have a separate watch list. So you do have different perspective, I do have different perspective. So in this point of time where we fall under one perspective where we use Netflix, so the Netflix will brand according how is your watch list and what is your favorite list is. Why? Because is if I don't like scary movies. On that point of time, if Netflix suggested me scary movies for all the time, why would I use Netflix? Whereas if I like all the dramatical fights in fantasy world of life, and if that is more on to Netflix, and if it suggested me on that point of time, my retention rate with that Netflix will increase. So that is how they work. They take all the individuals personal a personal instance, the application interactions which we make into the app Netflix. They collect all the data and they process it and they give you a personalized information or like personalized recommendations to watch and series, which made them to grow in a large number of times. Whereas they had more retention because of this. They provide what the customer wants, because without providing them, they can't retain with the customer satisfaction. So on that sort of thing, this big data helped them to identify the person's real needs and wants, and the person's real uh, uh, watch list of what he need is necessary. All these comes under this own process of big data. So I hope you would have got some ideas and thoughts about it. Thank you so much.